So tell us the difference between methanol and ethanol, which you mentioned.
They're both great solvents and more recently used as racing fuel. Generally, we can make leaded and unleaded fuels that have the same energy or uh, horsepower and torque output, but methanol and ethanol have some different properties, some that make it attractive to racing and some not so good. For example, ethanol and methanol have a very low boiling point. So if you were to pour those products on your hand, it would feel very cool to the touch when they evaporate. Um, that has a benefit in that it tends to lower the combustion chamber temperatures and thus help avoid detonation. Now, some of the bad aspects of these components are that they have a very poor energy value per pound compared to gasoline. But if you've ever run either one of those products, you know that you have to almost double the amount of fuel that you're putting into that reactor we call the combustion chamber. So by virtue of the volume of these fuels that you're putting in and the lower boiling point, they not only help to prevent detonation, but in some cases can increase performance, whether it's the torque curve or the uh, ultimate horsepower output. So before we think that that's the only answer, there are other variables as well. And you had sent me a question about some of the negatives. So one of the negatives of those products, because you have such a low boiling point, it's hard sometimes to keep heat in the engine. And then also you get a lot of uh, product that goes by the rings, and that dilutes the oil, so more frequent services are necessary.